Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of Beyond Boardroom Business. I have an amazing guest that's coming up next. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. And oh, by the way, I am the host, Coach Stephanie. But tonight we have Miss Joan Faulkner. Good evening, Miss Joan Faulkner. How are you this evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am feeling fabulous as always. Thank you for asking.
Oh,
I am
super.
I'm so excited to have you here and just learn all about jazz and everything else that you have going on. Let's get started. Who is Joan Faulkner?
Joan Faulkner is a singer that's been singing her whole life.
Wow.
I started in my father's church. He played the piano for me. I was only 3 years old when I
Oh,
sang on stage the first time. So music is my life.
yes.
I'm not ashamed to say that I started out with gospel music.
Okay.
So that's my beginning, and I come from two musical families, my mother's family and my father's family.
Wow.
So I'm singing, I'm going to
Yeah.
keep singing until that's what I do. That's
You had
Joan
no
Faulkner.
you had no choice but to sing.
I had no choice. In fact, my mother told me when I was 2 years old, I could mimic commercials on the radio.
Oh
And
wow.
she told me, you are born to sing.
There we
So
go.
that's what I've been doing my whole life.
Wow. That's
Hmm.
so beautiful to be able to do that. It's such an honor to be able to step into your calling and just let it provide for you this
Yes.
entire
Well, it took
journey.
it took time to get to this position where I was just only singing
Mm.
because of course I worked. I've worked quite a few jobs in my lifetime, but I've always sang. I was a choir director in my father's church when I was 14. I recorded when I was 17 years old for the state of Indiana. I come from Pentecost, those
Mm.
holy, sanctified folks. So that's my root, but it has taken me all over the world. My mother told me when I was a teenager, she says, you're not going to stay. I'm from Gary, Indiana. She said, you're not going to stay here in Gary, Indiana. I see you on planes, trains, buses, cars, traveling and seeing the world singing. And her prediction came true. She passed on, which was devastating when I was about 20
Ooh.
years old.
Mm.
But
Wow.
she told me the truth. She gave me the foundation. They gave me the foundation. And from there, I sang all the way through, went to college. But when she passed, my mother was very sick. So I did a year and I took care of her until she left.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, my condolences. Were you ever shy?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Because you can say I was green. I didn't know how to do makeup because we weren't raised doing that. But I
Wow.
got married and we lived in South Dakota and then we got stationed in Germany. And that
Oh,
was the best thing that Mr. Faulkner did for me. That was the best thing. I got here and I started working right away because it was not a lot of Black singers in Germany at that time when I arrived here. So I got a chance to work with big bands,
wow.
singing jazz. I didn't have such a big jazz repertoire then,
Okay.
but I learned. I went to see Al Jarreau open up for Sarah Vaughan in Luxembourg.
Mm,
I,
mm.
because I didn't grow up with jazz, I went to where the jazz was. I went to the festivals. I got a chance to perform in Germany at that time in the 80s, there was not a lot of TV stations. There were only 3 stations. So when you did a TV show on one station, it went to the other station and it
Okay.
went to the next station, first, second, and third station. So it really made me get popular pretty fast.
Oh, awesome.
And they started calling me the voice. So
Oh,
from there, I got a chance to go to Bern, Switzerland, where I met a lot of the jazz people. I heard Carmen McRae live, Ella Fitzgerald live.
wow.
I heard a lot of I heard Dizzy Gillespie with
Ooh.
James Moody, Grady Tate live. And so I absorbed and took all of this in because I didn't get the opportunity to hear them in America. But
Okay.
I got the opportunity to be right there, go backstage. And Linda Hopkins, who was on Broadway in Black and Blue, I went to see her. She was one of my best teachers, and so was Miss Sandra Reeves Phillips. I met her in Bern, Switzerland, where
Okay.
I'm going to in December. I will be singing in Bern, Switzerland.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to be over here overseas, come on by. And so the music, this journey has taken me several places. I got a chance, because of my voice, to sing on a lot of hit records like
Wow.
the Milli Vanilli, Blame It on the Rain. I
What?
am one of the backup voices on that record.
That's
Blame It on the Rain. Also, in 1990, Thanksgiving Day, I got a call to do a studio job. I went in there and knocked out BJ Prince of Rap.
mm,
Hit This Beat Is Hot is my voice. People, if you don't believe it, Google Joan Faulkner sang on This Beat Is Hot. So
mm,
it took me also to sing with Philharmonic orchestras.
mm. Wow.
I have sang with Philharmonic orchestras, with big bands. I have about 40 big band arrangements.
Woohoo.
And I'm still singing with big bands today.
That's
I
so
sang with, back in the 80s, I got a chance to sing with what was formerly Yugoslavia. I sang with Yugoslavian big band. They took me over there for about 4 concerts. Then the war came out, so I couldn't go back over there then.
okay.
But
Okay.
I've worked with the German big bands, a lot of big bands in Europe, orchestras in Germany. I've sang with a great artist, very famous in Greece. His name is George Dalatis. He's still alive. He's
Okay.
very famous. He never performed with a non-Greek singer. I'm the only one. And
Wow.
I sang at the Acropolis, the theater below, open air to 6,000 people. And
Woo.
this was with the British Philharmonic Orchestra.
I love it. Oh,
So now, what big thing happened for me at the end of the 90s? I spoke a little bit of German,
okay.
and I was doing a private gala show, what you call galas. I've done a lot of galas. In fact, I'll show you that I have performed a gala in the 90s. I opened for Mr. Ray Charles.
Ooh.
They brought over in his whole big band in 1996,
Wow.
and with the Raelettes, and I sang with a big band and opened for Mr. Ray Charles. That
Wow.
was one of the greatest honors for me. I've
Yes.
opened up for Miss Mary Wilson
Mm.
in Berlin in the 80s. I opened up for Percy Sledge, for
Mm,
many, several European artists that probably you all won't know, but I have. But Ray Charles, that was something great.
yes.
And at the end of the 90s, I'm in 6 episodes that was made for German television, 1998 and 1999, playing a singing nurse, and I had a club. My name was Ella in this movie.
Okay.
I got so famous because it showed on the first station. Everybody was glued. Even in this little episode, I get married.
Oh, too beautiful. Wow, what a life. Wow. I mean, I'm so amazed. You just have a beautiful life. That is so wonderful. Let me ask
I
you, have
please,
you have you faced racism during any of this time?
of course, racism is everywhere, but is not to the extent of what it is in America. One thing I must say about European and the German people in general,
Mm,
they love our music. They love
wow.
it. It's more accepted in Europe
Mm,
than it is in America. Right
wow.
now, you have an extension of the Count Basie band over here on tour right now.
Wow.
You have Take Six was just in Slovakia in September with the big band that I've performed with. But
Wow.
there are ignorant people
Yeah.
who don't understand. But I tell you, this experience that I've had, very seldom. I have people who have been fans who have followed me through my whole career. They
Mm,
come with old record CDs, etc., and say, "Will you sign this for me?" Now, I'm not famous in America, but I just want you to know that, the old song Groove Me. I was produced by Frank Farian. I have a Christmas CD. When I sing live on this CD was done about water. Every song on here was about water. And here I am, Joan Faulkner. I'm the only singer who went and sang with the big band,
mm.
Simply the Best, live.
Ooh.
Everybody else came with their music already taped.
Mm.
But I'm just grateful because the gift came from God. And
Yeah.
I give him thanks every time.
Oh man. Yes. Yes. Wow. This is so amazing. So what is it like being a singer? What is the life of a singer? What does that entail?
That entails ups and down. It's a roller coaster ride. But
Woo.
it's a ride because all of us are not world famous, but
Okay.
you have to love and have a passion for what you do, and you have to believe, and you have to have people who believe in you. But first, you must believe in yourself. Now,
Yes.
I've also taught. I taught students. I worked in Mannheim, and one of my students won a scholarship to
Ooh.
Berkeley.
Ooh.
And she says, I don't need to learn how to sing. I need to learn composition
Ooh.
and how to write my own music. And she was from Austria, and she won a stipendium to go to Berkeley in Boston
Oh.
for a year.
Mm.
So I guess I can teach.
Yeah. That's a great example.
And
Wow.
I'm a what is the life of a singer? You must love it and you must be true. You know, you hear a lot. Well, I used to sing,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
because it's not what people think. It's not what people think. You're going to make a lot of money. First of all, if it's possible that you have a good manager or a good promotion, which has changed a lot now with marketing, then you must also learn which direction. And the problem I had was I could sing all of these genres so well
Wow.
till they didn't know where to put me. You
Right.
know, I wasn't just jazz.
Mm.
I could sing pop, I could sing blues.
Wow.
So I did a lot of private shows for banks in the 90s.
Okay.
But what blessed me was a theme that came about. I was asked by Just Jazz Agency, this lady named Catherine Meyer, could you put a show together with three ladies
Mm.
to sing the blues?
Okay.
Now, a lot of people think that the blues, oh, well, that's just low music.
Mm-hmm.
But no, representing the classic divas
Right.
of the blues. Now,
Yeah.
my show now started in 2001 in Germany on a festival. We had to do a 2 hour show, and the people stood in the rain.
Ooh.
See, now in America, they wouldn't do that. Child, I ain't going out there, it's raining. They stood with their umbrellas. See, in Europe, the weather is not always so glamorous, sunny, blue skies. We
Uh,
happy when we see a blue sky. But they stood for 2 hours, and that was our first concert. And the next day, we had to get up early and go to Portugal.
Woo. Oh.
So
Wow.
it's for a good singer, you have to travel a lot. You need to take care of your body, take care of your voice, careful what you eat.
Yes. Yeah.
It's all of that because it can be very stressful and strenuous, you know.
Yeah.
And so when you're young, you don't think about it. You're running. I
Right.
remember getting off the plane and run, and I could go on tour. I respect what I know and how to space myself now. It's, you
Mhm.
know, this is, but I'm a seasoned performer and a singer, and I'm a writer and a producer.
Woo.
So I've written a book over my Three Ladies of Blues show, and I produced the first CD back in, we went into the studio and cut it straight. Back
Wow.
in, we went in there in one day and did it. Came with the live trio in the studio, finished it in about 6 hours.
Mm,
That
mm.
was done.
Wow. That is beautiful.
It's not easy, but I'm working with professionals. We know how to do that. And
Yes.
another thing I want to clarify, Miss Stephanie,
Yes.
is that a good musician can play all kinds of music. It's not, people think,
Mm.
well, no, he's a jazz musician. Well, don't you know jazz musicians played in on Motown? They would go play their gig and go to Motown with and record for all. They didn't know what they were recording, but they were, because I worked with one of the musicians who did that.
Mm.
He's passed on now, but all of the musicians, I've worked with some jazz giants. One, two in particular, Mr. Reggie Johnson. He
Mm.
started with classic. He's a bassist. He moved to Switzerland, but he played on more than 100 jazz records. He was working with Miss Sarah Vaughan.
Ooh.
playing the bass, and he played with my show, The Three Ladies of the Blues.
Wow. And that brings us to the books that you've written. And the first one, Three Ladies of Blues. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I have it. Where's my book? This is about the first 8 years of the show. I am working on the book 2.
Okay, nice.
It's
Oh,
been copywritten, and I want to show you that I went to Ma Rainey's house. It's not about, I went to her museum, her house in Columbus, Georgia.
oh,
I
wow.
I think it's important not just to talk about it, but to go and observe,
Yes.
because there's a lot of information and who she worked with. You know who her musical director was?
Cool.
The father of gospel, Thomas A. Dorsey, who wrote Precious Lord, Take My Hand.
Whoa.
So you see,
Mm,
and
mm.
people don't know these little tips. Did you know where the first jazz festival was held?
Where?
It was not in America.
Where?
It was in Nice. It was in France. And you
What?
know who the first person was? Mr. Louis Armstrong.
Wow.
The first jazz festival was held in France. People
Wow.
don't know. And the second year was Duke Ellington on their
Ooh,
festival. So jazz has been accepted in blues in Europe and gospel
mm,
and the gospel music. Mahalia was the first gospel lady who brought gospel to Europe. So when the Europeans hear gospel, they want to hear some of that old traditional
yeah.
gospel.
How
And
about
they come with her records. Yeah.
wow. Wow, history. Oh, wow, that book is
Now,
definitely
this
important.
I went to the Bessie Smith Hall.
Mm,
Now there was a movie. Here is Ma Rainey. There Ma is.
yeah, yes,
And people say, well, I don't like how they dressed back then, but who knows? Because they only showed us so much.
that's true.
We don't know. So I have Miss Bessie Smith, and she also has the Bessie Smith Hall.
Oh,
I've
wow,
been there.
that's
You know,
beautiful.
Bessie is from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Wow, small world.
Yeah. So I've been to both places, and Bessie, at the time when Ma came out, record business was not as popular. But I'm going to tell you something. She took Bessie under her wings. Bessie worked with her for 3 years and learned. Ma Rainey was a great businesswoman. So she worked with a lady also named Ida Cox, who wrote a song called Wild Women Don't Have the Blues. So all of these ladies were around back in the early 1900s.
Wow,
But they grew up in church.
yeah,
Ma grandparents took her to church. So this gospel and spirituals came to the blues. And out of that, if you listen to somebody sing the blues, I remember hearing Joe Williams. tell you, and Lou Rawls also tell
Okay.
you, or you can take a blues song, make it's a gospel song, make it blues, and make it jazz.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that's true.
Just how you phrase it,
Right.
how you
Beautiful.
phrase it.
Mm.
There's a lot to learn. You never stop learning. Never
Yeah.
stop learning. It's
Yeah.
it's not boring. A musical life is not boring. You always get a chance to work with famous people. Now, Miss Linda Hopkins, she was on Broadway in Black and Blue. I have her in this book, in my book, because I hired her.
Wow.
I hired Miss Linda Hopkins, flew in to France, and she worked in Vienne, France. I'm getting to her page.
Okay.
And she told me, she says, I've hired a lot of singers, but no singer ever hired me. And she was 80 years old.
Oh.
There's Miss Linda Hopkins,
Oh wow.
ladies and gentlemen. There she is.
Oh wow. Oh
And
wow.
we were her backup singers. And I am just, there she is.
Beautiful, beautiful woman. Yes.
She was great. I love Linda. She was my showbiz mother. I call her my showbiz mama. And they have her in, she's shaking a hand with the little children.
Oh, see? Beautiful spirit.
She was my mother in showbiz. And we sang gospel, she sang the blues, and she sang jazz. And I brought her back to Switzerland. We're in France. She was with me in Greece, and she was with me in Switzerland. But I'm grateful because of this show that I was able to bring together and represent our history. We've been to 29 countries
Mm.
and 33 German cities.
Ooh.
We've been to Algiers. We've been to Russia. We've been to Spain, France, Italy, Croatia.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's and we've been to Istanbul.
Wow.
We've been to North Africa, Tunisia. We did a show in Tunisia, and the band started playing A Night in Tunisia. The theater was an old theater. I thought the people were going to turn up.
Right.
That was what an exception. So I've got stories about these different places that we traveled. And to end the first 2001 to 2008, we're in Madagascar on a ship.
Oh,
So we've been to India.
yes.
That's in my second book.
Okay.
So
Mm.
that's one book. What I've just finished is a book about my father's sister, my auntie, my Aunt Nancy.
Okay.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, don't ever give up on your dreams.
Mm.
I'm going to tell you this little bit because this book, I brought my aunt at the age of 80 to Europe. She didn't want to come. Her children, you too old. Never too old. Don't
Right.
give up on your dreams. Don't give
Right.
up.
Yes. Yes.
So here's the cover of my latest, and it's called Dreams Come True.
Nice.
Meet Miss Nancy. That's my auntie.
That's beautiful. Wow.
And there she is. She was playing the piano 70 years at the
Mm.
same church in Evansville, Indiana.
Whoa. At the same church.
From the time she was 12 years old until a few weeks before she passed.
Wow.
You,
Wow. Your
you see,
history is amazing. Do you have an autobiography coming out anytime soon?
I have to start. I have to start one.
Yes,
I've
definitely.
got all the material,
Yes.
all the newspaper clippings, all the
Wow.
record. So, this I'm very proud of the CD that I made for my aunt.
Cute.
Yeah. And she has her own original song on there called Praise Him,
Mm.
because he is the king.
Yes. He's the all
So
in all. I love it. Wow. What about like your private life? Were you able to have a
oh
relation?
yes, of course.
Okay.
One thing I love to do is cook. Of
Mm,
course,
yeah.
I brought my children here. Sometimes they would go on tour with me, but
Aw.
I'm gonna tell you something. When it's a man that's doing the singing and he's on the road, it's a lot more accepted than when
Mm,
you're the woman and you're gone and on the road.
okay.
It's not as accepted
Understood.
if the man is the breadwinner on the road. But I was the breadwinner. I helped to put my children through college. I
Yes.
have 3 children, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh,
And
yes.
I have 6 grandchildren.
Ah, beautiful.
I'm
Any of
great.
them you?
Oh, I've seen my grandchildren graduate and now in college. So you know, they're expensive.
Wow.
Birthdays,
Oh,
holidays,
yes, yes.
but it's a blessing to see what came from you.
That's
That's a
right.
blessing.
Right. That part.
Yeah. So, when my children were growing up and they hear some cover songs, like Walk On By when it came out again, they knew that
Mm.
Dionne Warwick was the original one who sang Walk On By. They knew that, you know.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
But
wow.
in my private life, right now, I rest. I have a rehearsal next week for the show I'm doing in Hungary,
Woo.
gospel show I've been asked to do. So I'll be flying back to Budapest to get that done,
Wow.
and then staying over to do the Christmas in Switzerland. And I have another singer working with me there.
Oh,
And then I'll be coming back home. But I tell you, I am just grateful for the life. It's not an easy life, but in my private life, I've been writing a lot, and I've gotten a chance with the musical director in my right arm, Mr. Cheek, to write songs. I'm a songwriter. The song I wrote, Together, we are united as one. I wrote that in 1991, and it's in the movie that I
oh,
did for the German movie I told you. Clinic in the Palm Trees is what it means in English, and it's called Klinik unter der Palmen in German.
wow. I am
And
so honored. This is all amazing.
my songwriting, I've been writing poetry and songs. I just wake up and you hear things,
Yeah.
music, and I used to have a cassette tape then, and I would record. Oh, that sounds like something. So I have written a blues song called What Can You Do When It's Over? How do you say goodbye?
Wow. Wow.
Women, we know what being in love is and being mistreated. We
Yes.
all can write that song, but we learned how to find true love. True
Mm.
love is when the man loves you.
Mm. Wow. Now you could do relationship retreats.
I can cook for it too.
Man, okay. You are the total package. I really enjoyed this conversation. Now, how can people find you?
Well, you can look at me up on my webpage, which
Okay.
is https with the two dots / Joan Faulkner.com.
All right. Wow. I really enjoyed this conversation. I would love for you to come back in a couple of months and we can just see what else is going on in your world because you are not slowing down anytime soon. I really enjoyed this. And I mean, I'm so honored to be in your presence, to see someone who is able to step into their calling, stand in it, and just flourish. And then you have grandchildren, and you know, you are history, and I really commend you for that. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you so
on
much
the show.
and for inviting me. I appreciate that very much.
Yes, and I look forward to seeing you again. Okay.
Thank you. Me
Okay.
too.
Yes, ma'am. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Wow, she just blew me away with all of her knowledge and wisdom and just experience and just history in the making. Make sure you check her out. Again, her website is Joan Faulkner, Faulker, Faulkner.com. Joan Faulkner.com. Thank you all again for seeing our episode of Beyond Boardroom Business. Again, I'm your host, Coach Stephanie, and I look forward to seeing you every week, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until the next time, stay powerful, stay present, and stay prayerful. Peace.